Squat.
All right, let me know where it's good.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside Gaming for Friday.
Yes!
It's a little different. I'm James.
I'm Elise.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're here to talk to you about a little bit of Tom Clancy level intrigue.
Jack Reacher, Jack Ryan, which one does he do?
I don't think he did Jack Reacher,
What's
that's
that,
different.
Mr. President? The Epic's game store is spyware? It's using those free games and exclusive deals as an excuse to let the Chinese government peek into your private data? Okay, well, gotta go.
Finally, a reason for people to dislike the Epic Games Store.
Truth is stranger than fiction, they say, especially after some various posts online have gamers questioning what's going on here. There's a big backlash against the Epic Games Store, surprise, surprise, specifically its launcher.
It's a story that mixes gaming with geopolitics, specifically one of the biggest American gaming companies taking money from a Chinese mega corporation.
Led some gamers to wonder if the Chinese government, which admittedly has a long history of IP theft, mass surveillance, and locking up dissidents, is using video games to survey the United States and other countries.
I hope they don't see how terrible I am at Fortnite. They'll know how to invade with 12-year-olds that insta-construct the Taj Mahal the second a bullet whizzes by their face.
While those claims about the Chinese government do have some truth, does it mean that a Chinese company with a minority stake in Epic Games can therefore insert spyware into its products? Lawrence, what does Tim Sweeney have to say about it?
We got to throw it to long-timer Tim Sweeney here. He just says, no, just trying to sell you games, nothing fishy going on here. Of course, he would say that though, he owns the company, but there's more to it. We've seen these kinds of spyware allegations in the past with other stores like Origin, but Epic's connections to a Chinese company make this a real tasty conspiracy theory that's been a little harder to address because there's more fire behind it right now. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where all this started, but a particular post on Reddit has gotten a lot of traction.
User note important? I got it. Who described themselves as a rank amateur, nevertheless poked through the Epic Games Store client and claimed that it was tracking users' activities.
Yeah, their post was also full of references to Tencent, which owns a 40% stake in Epic and was heavily critical of the Chinese government.
Don't want to criticize the Chinese government.
They basically wrapped it all up by saying, quote, I give this game storefront a final rating of pretty sketchy out of 10, with an additional award for association with Tencent. As we all know, they have no links to the Chinese government whatsoever, and even if they did, the Chinese government would never spy on a foreign nation's citizens any more than they would their own.
Do you add those things to the quote, Lawrence?
A little bit. There was no /s there, but come on, we can read between the lines a
Does
little
one
bit.
detect some sarcasm? Well, it did prompt a response from Epic's VP of Engineering, Dan Vogel, who went through a detailed response.
He admitted that the launcher makes an encrypted local copy of your Steam friends, but that it's only sent to Epic if you give permission to import your Steam friends.
He also addressed the Tencent Chinese spying allegations by saying, Epic is controlled by Tim Sweeney. We have lots of external shareholders, none of whom have access to customer data. Tim Sweeney is the brain.
Yeah, he has so much power.
But this post was later refuted by a user on the Facepunch forums who went through all of the claims to analyze what was actually being collected. Their conclusion was that the Epic Game Store is but it's not spyware.
There's a nice little Twitter thread. Tim Sweeney has that lovable characteristic of just being brutal. It's kind of a nerd quality, just lays it all out there. He basically addressed what he called, quote, the lies about spyware and foreign control. Again, mega rich and owns the company, but whatever. He stressed that he's the controlling shareholder in Epic, and while Tencent is the largest outside investor, quote, none can dictate decisions to Epic, none have access to Epic customer data. He went on to describe the history of the relationship, said that Epic's relationship with Tencent started years ago in the 90s when Tencent founder Pony Ma and others were apparently big Unreal Tournament fans. So they're gamers too, you guys.
Wait, what does that have to do with anything? I know tons of people that like Unreal Tournament but are still very unsavory.
Well,
I'm looking at one.
Sweeney said that Epic then invited Tencent to come aboard as an investor in 2012 when it was looking into getting online games.
He also added that all of Epic's interactions with Tencent have been positive and that all of Epic's big decisions are made here in the USA, and as CEO, I am 100% responsible for them.
Yes, meet Tim Sweeney, real American.
I don't,
If you're wondering, yes, Tencent owns 40% of Epic Games, but if you think Epic is the only company that Tencent invested in, think again. If you've ever played League of Legends, guess what? Riot Games is 100% owned by them. So that means they already have your credit card information, and they know that you mained Blitzcrank back in 2010.
I don't get that joke. Tencent also owns stakes in Activision Blizzard, and it owns most of Supercell, the company that makes Clash of Clans.
Yeah, but we like those games, and Epic Game Store is stupid.
Do we like Clash of Clans?
And don't forget Take-Two, who they have partnerships with, and they make the NBA 2K games available in China, as well as Square Enix. They develop new games with Square.
So if people are worried about Tencent putting spyware in a PC games launcher, courtesy of a company they own 40% of, guess what? They could very easily have done it a million other ways by now.
Yeah, that's not to say that it's not worth being concerned about. It's just that the concern seems a little disproportionate. And there's another aspect to this too. American companies like Facebook have been caught doing far worse and have admitted to it pretty much openly, like spying on user private messages, giving outside companies access to the private private data of tens of millions of users in political campaigns and storing passwords in easily hackable formats. So that's cool. Some have chalked up all these allegations to this anti-China backlash for some reason, even though we're buying their phones every day, which Sweeney mentioned and called, quote, completely unfounded. They're our friends, you guys.
There's also, of course, the issue of all of Epic's exclusivity deals that it's made with high-profile games like The Division 2, Metro Exodus, and most recently, Borderlands 3.
Yeah, but lots of developers have gone over to Epic because the company has been giving them a bigger share of the revenue that their games make.
But hey, we're gamers, right? We enjoy using Steam, we're used to it. All of our friends are there, annoyed at having to install another launcher. I get that. It's a bit of a hassle, but and others have been understandably pissed off for pruning a game on Steam only to have it ripped out from under them and switch to the Epic Game Store like Metro Exodus. So the frustration is understandable. Transferring it to a new issue, a little harder to sell.
So what's the response been? Well, we've seen the usual review bombs of games like Borderlands 3 and lots of allegations on Twitter about the Epic Games Store being spyware.
Epic is the new kid on the block when it comes to selling games, so a backlash was gonna be inevitable.
People hated Steam when it started too, right, Lauren?
Yeah, not a lot of people remember that. It was kind of the first managed service. They wanted to make sure everybody playing Counter-Strike was on the same patch version. You had to install it to get Half-Life 2. People hated that back then. They got very used to it, so it's weird 10 years on to see people embracing it so thoroughly that they're resisting any kind of change now. But like I said, I get it. It's annoying to have a million launchers on your desktop. That's just what gaming is now. It's a lot better than buying a game and spending 3 hours just to get your sound card to recognize it, but that's old man yelling at cloud talk anyway.
Time will probably tell with the Epic Game Store. We'll see if this spyware allegations hang around and for how long, but more than likely people are just gonna continue being upset with all these exclusives and finding more and more reasons to hate it.
Yeah, and if you get any weird notifications pop up while you're watching this video, just disregard them.
That's normal.
That's completely normal.
That's normal.
And enter your credit card information.
Make sure we have that.
Own platforms specifically so they could dodge Steam's revenue share and also have marketing opportunities. You know, Origin has their own programs and stuff like that.
Am I the only person who launches Uplay every day to check on new deals?
I just can't wait to talk to all my U friends on Uplay.
I don't know about you, but I use GOG.
I'm a Bounty man myself.
I want something lightweight that launches a game and that's it.